anchor Anna Kooiman. Anna,
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Has the president lived up to that pre-election expectation?
Well, I can tell you I covered President Trump when he was then candidate Trump. I was working in New York City. I was at Fox News Channel for 5 years and covered him numerous times doing interviews with him. And he's not a shy candidate, just like he's not a shy president. So you certainly know where he stands on these campaign promises. Many of them were big, and he hasn't had a whole lot of luck on some of those. Now, his supporters are saying that they are behind him. They think he hung the moon. But then America is so divided. You see the other side, and they think he's practically the Antichrist in the flesh. So has he lived up to it? Yes and no. His campaign rhetoric is really meeting political reality once he's gotten to Washington. He's in the Oval Office, and he's trying to figure out how to pull the levers and make those deals.
It's often the way. We'll go into some of the numbers soon, but let's start with where it's all gone strong, where it's gone well. What are the highs?
Okay, well, producers have pulled some information from Politico. They have a report card. They polled about 2,000 Americans, registered voters, and shown areas where he scored high and low. So we'll start with high. First up, actually, I'm going to go down to the Supreme Court because I think that has the biggest lasting impact, or potentially could, with Supreme Court Neil Gorsuch being confirmed. He was able to nominate this judge and get him through. Lasting impact with gun control, abortion, religious liberty. As far as immigration goes, no, we don't have a wall, and Mexico hasn't paid for it yet. But if you've seen the headlines in the last recent days, the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, has gone to mayors of sanctuary cities and said, if you do not report these illegal immigrants who are involved in potential crimes, you're not going to be getting federal funding anymore. So he's trying to defund these sanctuary cities. That's a big feather in his cap for his supporters.
Big showdown with the states.
Absolutely. You got it. And then for the economy, let's start with trade, something he campaigned extremely strongly on. The TPP, he said he was going to pull out. He did that. That was something Bernie Sanders campaigned on. Hillary Clinton was on the wrong side of history on that one, it seems. And then as far as jobs go, that's something he promised as well. And his supporters, if you're a coal miner in West Virginia, you're certainly happy that he's been rolling back some of those job-crushing regulations from the Obama administration, or what he would call job-crushing regulations. But that leads us into the lows, too.
Yeah.
Because, you think about climate change, and this is where he's scoring low. For his detractors, they're going, wait a minute, this may be saving some jobs in the United States, but what about the rest of the world? That was a signature bit of the Obama administration's legacy, and where do we go now? The
other two that there were healthcare and tax. Healthcare is the big one, because that was one of those big ideas that he had during the campaign that didn't get through.
Oh, you are so right about that. It absolutely crashed and burned, and I think that really shocked a lot of Americans, because Republicans have been crowing about how bad Obamacare was and that it was this train wreck of a deal, and then they didn't come up with something that they could even get enough Republican votes to get through. So that crashed and burned, and then he said, all right, well, I'm going to move on from health care and go on to tax reform, and then he said, no, well, I can't do tax reform until I have health care. So it just shows a bit of chaos in the Trump administration trying to get all of this done. They say they're going to vote on something on Wednesday. Is that actually feasible? We'll have to wait and see.
Saw that tweet this morning. Let's go to our region now, because despite growing tensions with Donald Trump says America is in very good shape. Take a listen.
As far as North Korea is concerned, we are in very good shape. We're building our military rapidly.
So, Anna, do US voters feel the same way?
Well, just like you, I imagine when you see the video, the parades that Kim Jong-un is doing, showing off his arsenal of weapons, whether they're working or not. We just had that failed launch. It fizzled right after it took off. But, it is certainly jarring, is it not? And then when you see the video, what he's trying to show of America being blown up by North Korea, yeah, that's going to freak you out. Well, you're dealing with this erratic player, more erratic than President Trump. He is so irrational. Many pundits say that he's worse than his father and his grandfather. How do you negotiate with this guy? How do you reason with him? Can you reason with him? That's why President Trump is really calling on the president of China and hoping that they will do something. They have so much control over the North Korean economy. They could end this. And this is very serious. This could be President Trump's first real test. This is big, and it's disheartening to see.
Big military holiday there on Tuesday. We'll wait and see how that goes. Anna, in the meantime, thanks so much for joining.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
What
you.
an honor.
Wendy.
Charlie, Anna, thank you both very much, and more on North Korea next as it threatens